are ya? Just so there's no confusion, the thumbs down in the thumbnail ain't me thumbing down Metallica, but rather the experience I had with them, the memory of which still chaps my ass to this day. And I just gotta spew about it because it's a real shit-ass story, but you might laugh at least. Here goes. Admittedly, I am only a casual Metallica fan, and I use that word casual because I know their main fan base is pretty diehard. I'm talking about the people still alive today that made it through the 80s, but maybe their hair didn't. But I know Kill 'Em All through Reload well, and I checked out Magnetic and Hardwired and 72, which I actually liked a lot, but I mean, what metalhead doesn't at least know the radio hits, you know? Hell, even soccer moms know Sandman and stuff. But okay, recently, something made me think of Battery, and who knows what it was, probably some kind of clever Metallica marketing that day, but I'm like, yeah, Battery, that's a good fucking song. So I'm listening to it, and it reminded me of the one single time I saw them live. Which, speaking of Metallica, side note, I did not know until only very recently that when Black came out, it was not well received by longtime fans. I had no idea. Maybe I didn't know that because that was the album I came up on with them, but I always figured just because it was such a mainstream hit that everybody liked it. Apparently not. But alright, the fucking story. February 1997, I'm in 8th grade at Nashua Catholic, Nashua, New Hampshire. One morning in homeroom, my buddy PJ comes up to me and he's like, hey, you want to go see Metallica next month at the Fleet Center? And I'm like, fuck yeah! And he's like, cool, you, me, and Dustin, that was our other friend. Now, PJ's dad had something to do professionally with the Fleet Center, which is now TD Bank North Garden, but fuck that, it'll always be the Fleet Center to me. Just like Xfinity Center will always be Great Woods. What's up, New England headbangers? Rise up. But that meant he had tickets to every single live event that took place there, so it'd be me, Dustin, PJ, and his dad. So alright, cool, we're going to see fucking Metallica, man, and like I said, even though they weren't my favorite band, like I would have much rather it would have been the Pantera and White Zombie tour, but hey, whatever. Oh, and because Corrosion of Conformity was the opener touring Wise Blood, and that album rules, so that made it even all the more awesome. So as the date approached, my anticipation certainly grew. However, just one day prior, it really fucking surged because of something very specific. Now, in order to understand why, and perhaps for anybody watching that's under the age of 40, here's a quick history lesson on the way information traveled before widespread internet accessibility. Imagine, if you will, that the entire world is the internet. Everything around you is the internet. Now imagine a cardboard box. Inside that box is some internet, the quantity of which was called America Online, and it didn't look a damn thing like what you know today. At that point in AOL's history, there was no browser yet, like no Safari, no Firefox or Chrome or nothing, just purely what content AOL wanted you to see. And one portion of the service was arguably similar to that of a discussion board like 4chan or Reddit, and it was all pretty much user curated, if I even know what that word means. But okay, there was a heavy metal board which had its own section dedicated to Metallica. So just for the hell of it, I'm reading what other people are saying. And remember, like 30 years ago, the world of online was only populated by like maybe a tenth of what it is today, user-wise. Honestly, I'd be blown away if there were even 5 million people worldwide. And to illustrate just how barren information was and how primitive this electronic landscape was, there was practically never any kind of live footage, because God knows even loading just a page of colored text took an entire fucking hour. So that meant like no show pictures, forget about getting to know the set list beforehand, because ain't no smartphones back then where people could write the songs down as they were being played, and sure as shit no live streaming. Like, such an idea probably would have been thought of as pure witchery. But okay, somebody makes a post in this discussion board thing about the Load tour, and they were like, oh my God, I was at the show the other night in Philly and some really scary stuff happened. During Master of Puppets, one of the lights fell onto the stage and caused a huge explosion, and it set a guy on fire, and everybody was freaking out and going nuts. And then Metallica stopped playing for a while, but then they came back on and they finished with Enter Sandman and Battery. So I'm thinking like, whoa, that is pretty wild, but also that's fucking awesome. And I remember thinking like, damn, that would have been cool if it happened at the show show I'm going to. And the post got a bunch of replies with people being like, holy shit, yeah, that's wild. However, one reply from somebody else seemed to shed a little light on the situation. This person was like, no, that's part of the show. They're doing that every night on this tour. That's part of the show. But I figured like, hey, so what? You're telling me I'm gonna get to see a bunch of shit explode on stage and it's gonna set some dude on fire? Fuck yeah, this show's gonna be awesome. So alright, show day arrives, we pile into PJ's dad's Suburban, and we are off to see the Wizards. Now, in the event anybody watching is indeed one of those diehards that knows every goddamn thing about the band's history, including what color underwear Lars wore every day from 86 upward, you might find the next few lines predictable. But stay if you want to hang out in memory lane for a sec. Okay, we arrive and get to our seats, which were perfect for this particular concert. Reason being is because I think, and maybe one of the experts can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this was the first Metallica tour where they started doing that whole center stage thing, meaning like the stage was in the center of the floor as opposed to on one of the ends or something, and it was this like huge guitar-shaped thing, just very impressive, so visually it offered a ton. So COC plays and they rule, they finish, and now it's time for friggin' Metallica to take the stage. And obviously at that point during a concert, what's supposed to happen next? The house lights are supposed to go down and that's when shit starts, but nope, not in this case. Total surprise attack. All of a sudden the fucking band just like appears and starts rocking. Bam! Show starts, and they open with So What, and like, I just thought that was so badass. Just like start playing with the lights on, like fuck it. And then they finally shut them off when Kirk started the solo, and like, yeah man, so far so good. And the set list was good. I remember Creeping Death right after So What, Sad But True, One, and look, I never said I was a diehard, but Wherever I May Roam, that's my favorite Metallica song ever. So alright, show's moving along, and I know it's getting closer and closer to shit popping off, and I'm like really psyched to see a dude get set on fire, which, disclaimer, just so you don't think I'm some sort of sociopath or something, I wouldn't have wanted to see something like that if I didn't know it was like, you know, Controlled or something. But okay, I think it might have been during Fade to Black or possibly another song. I feel a tap on my shoulder from PJ's dad, and he's like, come on, let's go, let's beat the traffic. And I'm like, come again? Beat the traffic? But fuck that! I was stunned. We were about to see stuff go haywire and a dude get lit on fire, but we had to beat the fucking traffic? I was beside myself, man. I was absolutely fucking gutted. Now, PJ's dad was cool. He was a genuinely cool dude, and like, given how we got these tickets for free, and I remember one night we were all hanging out and the family went to the mall and he bought us all whatever CDs we wanted, and I got Great Southern Trendkill, and like, I didn't want to be a dick or nothing, so I just had to suck it up. However, as we're making our way out of the like arena portion and into the hallway, he runs into this dude he works with, and the guy's like, Pat, where the hell you going, man? You're gonna miss the best part of the show. So obviously whoever this dude was somehow already hip to what was gonna go down. And PJ's dad's like, yeah, you know, getting out of here is always a pain in the ass. You know how it is. But now though, they start bullshitting and they're talking about like this, that, and the other thing, and we still had a clear visibility to the stage because of like how it was set up and where we were standing at that moment. So I'm thinking like, alright, cool, keep stalling you bastards. So at that point, Metallica starts playing Last Caress, and I had to believe this was when sparks would start flying. So we're all watching and they're still bullshitting, and I'm pretty sure the moment's getting closer when all of a fucking sudden I hear this like loud ass rumble noise coming from behind us. So I look around the corner and I see probably like 30 deep of these yellow shirted assholes who work for the Fleet Center, and they're all dragging these rolling garbage cans or something, fucking all stretched out from one side of the floor to the other, taking up the entire goddamn space. Presumably they were some kind of like post-show cleanup crew getting ready for just that, and I knew exactly what the fuck was about to happen. They were gonna get closer and we would have had to have like gotten out of their way, which meant it would delay us from exiting the arena to beat the fucking traffic. And sure enough, PJ's dad sees him too, and he's like, alright, let's go. And so stomped the shit out of any remaining chance we had to see the big climax with the dude getting set on fire. Fucking A, man, the goddamn bloody end. And of course, on the way back, everybody was all like, wow, what a killer show! And like, yeah, I like when James is like, whoa, and all that kind of bullshit. I never brought up what was supposed to happen, like, had we stayed, just because, I don't know, I was too bummed or something, but yeah, man, how about that? Like I said, to this day, I don't think I've ever fully recovered. But you know what, though? Life goes on, I guess, right? Since then, I've gotten to see GWAR a bunch of times, quite possibly the most wild live show I've ever witnessed. Maiden's certainly explosive, of course. Kiss, obviously, and GNR's been pretty electrifying, none of which ever set a dude on fire, though. Alright, maniacs, thanks for being my therapist while I recalled, like, quite an experience, or maybe lack thereof. But other than that, I'm fucking done. Did any of you see the tour? Like, did you get to see all the cool shit? Let me know, seriously. And if you did like this video, cool, maybe you can give it a thumbs up. Or if you just like hearing somebody bullshit about heavy metal, then ride the lightning right into that subscribe button. And we'll see you next time on Concrete Spew, but until then, stay stone cold crazy, my friends.